everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet this tile brick stitch. Now I have seen this stitch called the almond tile stitch and I've seen it called the brick stitch, so I've kind of added the two of them together, the tile brick stitch, just to distinguish it through another almond stitch and another brick stitch that I have here on my channel. So this is my tile brick stitch. It's an easy crochet stitched pattern to work. It looks amazing when it's worked in two colors as I've done here. It's the same on the front and the back, and there's so many options for this stitch. I've seen it used in beanies and blankets and crochet cowls. Really the sky is the limit when it comes to this stitch pattern. Today for the tutorial I'm going to be using two colors of a worsted weight 100% cotton yarn. This is the Pima Cotton by Lion brand, as well as a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. You can find links to these items in the description of this video. Also there in the description you'll find a direct link to the free written pattern, which is on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe. This channel is updated every single week with new free crochet patterns and crochet stitch tutorials. I hope that you'll follow along. Our crochet stitch today is worked in rows. We're going to start by taking our color A. I'm using my darker color today as my color A, and you're going to start by making a slip knot. You're then going to work a foundation chain, and your foundation chain for this stitch pattern today will need to be a multiple of 14 stitches plus 13. So today I'm going to chain 27. Once you have your foundation chain worked, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of this row, you will have a total of 26 stitches if you've started with the 27 as I have, and we're going to change to our color B in the final stitch, and I'll show you exactly how I like to do that when I come all the way across. Once you come all the way across at the end of row 1, I'm going to back up here actually one stitch. I'm going to switch colors to your color B in your final stitch. So what I'm going to do is insert my hook into that final stitch, yarn over and drop a loop. Then drop my color A. Depending on what kind of project you're working on, you can leave your color A attached, as I'm going to do today, or you can fasten off and weave in. It's up to you. You're going to place your color B on your hook and simply pull through. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 2, we're going to begin by working a single crochet into the first stitch. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Next, work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Next, work 2 double crochet stitches, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Work 1 triple stitch in each of the next 2 stitches. Next, work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into the next stitch. You're then going to chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and repeat. Single crochet into the next stitch, work 1 half double crochet stitch into each of the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, 1 triple crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, one double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet. If you're at the end of your row, you will finish off here. If you are not at the end of the row, you're going to chain 2, skip 2, and repeat. So you're going to continue that all the way across. That will bring you to the end of your row 2. You can then chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 3, you're simply going to repeat that row 2, starting with your single crochet, followed by 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 triple, and so forth. So finish off your row 3 and then meet me back here. At the end of row 3, we're going to be switching back to our color A. So at the end of your row 3, you're going to switch back to your color A. If you've left it attached, you can just pick it up, gently pull it up the side, and pull through. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. For row 4, now working in our color A, we're going to work a single crochet into each of the first 12 stitches. You'll then find yourself at your chain 2 spaces. When you come to these chain 2 spaces, we're going to work double crochet stitches, but work them over top of our chain spaces and into the stitch 3 rows below. So we're connecting it with our previous color A row. So yarn over, bring your hook over in front of your chain spaces, insert it into that first skip stitch down below of row 1, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 more. You're going to repeat that, working in the next skip stitch 3 rows below. You're then going to repeat, work a single crochet into each of the next 12 stitches, followed by your 2 double crochets in the stitches 3 rows below, all the way across until you come to your final stitch where you'll work your single crochet in the final stitch. When you come to that final stitch, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 5, we're simply going to work a single crochet into that first stitch. Remember, the chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of this row 5, you're going to switch back to your color B. At the end of row 5, you have your color B attached. You're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet stitch, and turn your work. We're now going to work a sequence similar to what we did down below when we worked with our color B. This time, however, we're going to start by working a double crochet into our next stitch, followed by a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and single crochet into your next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, single crochet into your next stitch, and then repeat the pattern just as you did down below. 2 half double crochet stitches, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, double crochet into your next stitch, each of the next 2 stitches, and triple crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, and repeat single crochet into your next stitch all the way across until you come to your final stitches, where you will end with a half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, followed by a double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. You're then going to chain 3 and turn your work. For row 7, you're going to repeat that row 6, the only difference being that at the end of your row 7, you're going to switch over to your color A, and instead of chaining 1, you're going to chain, instead of chaining 3, you're going to chain 1. I'll show you once I come across here. I am all the way across here at the end of my row 7, so I'm working my double crochet in each of the final 2 stitches, one being the double crochet stitch, and then my final double crochet is worked into the top of that starting chain 3. This time, however, instead of completing the stitch in my color A or color B, I'm going to pick up my color A, place it on my hook, and pull through the final 2 loops. Chain 1 and turn. For row 8, we're going to work a single crochet into each of the first 5 stitches. Double crochet into each of the next 2 skip stitches, 3 rows below, working over top of your chain 2 spaces. Single crochet into each of the next 12 stitches. And repeat. Double crochet in each of the next 2 skip stitches, 3 rows below, followed by your 12 single crochet stitches all the way across until you come to the end. When you come to the end, you're going to finish off this row by working a single crochet into each of the final 5 stitches. 4 stitches plus the top of your turning chain. That brings you to the end of row 8. You can then chain 1 and turn. For row 9, you're simply going to single crochet into that first stitch and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 9, you're going to switch to your color B, and that brings you to the end of the repeat rows for this pattern. So for this pattern, you're going to repeat your rows 2 through to 9 for as long as you would like, and then fasten off, weaving your ends, and that's all there is to working this tile brick stitch. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and check back soon. I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, happy crocheting. Bye.